BTS FESTA 2026 is here, and June 12th is going to absolutely destroy us all. Okay, real talk. I don't usually open videos like this, but I genuinely need you to pay attention right now, because what BTS is doing this month is the kind of thing you want to know about before it happens. Not after. Before. BTS FESTA 2026 is here. And I've honestly been sitting with the schedule for days trying to figure out where to even start, because there is just so much packed into the next 10 days. So we're going to walk through every single thing together. Every drop, every date, every moment that matters. And by the end, I promise you're going to understand why June 12th specifically is the date the whole world should have saved in their calendar right now. Let's get into it. So for anyone who's newer here and doesn't know what FESTA actually is, quick version. Every year since 2014, BTS celebrates their debut anniversary with a 2-week event called FESTA. It runs up to June 13th, the exact date they debuted back in 2013. And during that window, they drop everything. Photos, films, new music, variety content, behind-the-scenes stuff, basically a massive thank you to ARMY for another year. It's one of the most anticipated events in music every single year. Not just in K-pop, in music period, but FESTA 2026 is different from every edition that came before it. And I don't say that lightly. Think about it this way. For the past few years, every FESTA since 2022 had this bittersweet feeling to it. Members were in the military. The group was never fully present. There was always this quiet undercurrent of something missing. Even last year, which was more complete, didn't have the full momentum behind it that this year has. But right now, all 7 members are out. All 7 are active. All 7 are in the middle of one of the biggest world tours any Korean act has ever done. And they are celebrating 13 years together with that entire wave of energy behind them. Once you have that context, everything on the schedule hits on a completely different level. The theme this year is 13 BTS. BigHit explained it like this. 12 is a complete cycle, a full rotation, something finished. And 13 is what comes after that. The beginning of something new. So what BTS is saying with this theme is, one chapter is done. Now we step into the next one. Together, at full strength. That's the whole energy of this FESTA, and it comes through in every single thing they've planned. Alright, June 4th, the BTS family photo. Now I know that sounds low-key. Just a photo. But if you've been around this fandom for any amount of time, you know the family photo is never just a photo. This tradition goes all the way back to the first FESTA, and it has dropped every single year without fail. Through the busiest schedules, through the hardest stretches, through everything, it always came out. And ARMY has learned to read these photos like they contain coded information. The styling, the expressions, the energy, who's standing where, people genuinely analyze every detail, and honestly, they're usually picking up on something real. This year's photo is going to hit people hard. I'm calling it right now, because seeing all 7 of them together, healthy, clearly happy, in the middle of this massive tour, 13 years in, that image is going to carry a weight that's hard to fully prepare for. Just have your tissues nearby. That's all I'm saying. June 5th, the Hooligan official performance video. If you haven't heard Hooligan from the Erarang album yet, go listen to it the second this video ends. It's one of those tracks that has an energy that genuinely doesn't come through fully in headphones alone. It's a performance song. You need to see it to understand what it really is. So getting a proper, fully produced official performance video for it as part of FESTA is a big deal. Not a fan cam. Not someone's shaky recording from the floor of a stadium. An actual produced visual. The choreography is going to be everywhere on TikTok within hours of a drop-in. That's not a prediction, that's just a fact. June 7th and 8th, Normal Log, and then the 13th side film. These 2 are the ones I've been thinking about the most since the schedule dropped. Normal Log is documentary-style content following the members through their actual daily lives right now. No script, no staging, just 7 people living their real lives in 2026, in the middle of this world tour, caught on camera naturally. After years of mostly seeing BTS in highly produced content, music videos, concerts, press appearances, getting something this unfiltered is going to feel like a completely different experience. People are going to watch this one over and over. And then the 13th side film goes even deeper. This one is about how they actually feel going into this anniversary. 13 years in. What does that mean to them as human beings? What are they holding on to? What are they thinking about? BTS has never done surface level with this kind of content. They always go somewhere real. And the fact that it drops the weekend before the biggest stretch of Festa means it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, building the emotional foundation for everything that's coming after it. Genuinely, I am a little scared to watch it, and I say that as the highest compliment I know how to give. Okay, that's the first stretch of the schedule, and we are not even close to the biggest part yet. Keep watching because what happens between June 10th and June 13th is where this thing goes from emotional to genuinely historic. June 10th, the Run BTS 2.0 teaser drops. And June 11th, Run BTS 2.0 itself goes live. And if you're not sure why this is such a big deal, let me explain. Run BTS is BTS's own original variety show, and it is genuinely one of the most beloved things this group has ever made. Not because it's cinematic or polished, the exact opposite actually. It's just 7 people doing completely ridiculous things together. Games, challenges, chaos, moments where they're laughing so hard they can't even function. And that specific energy, all 7 of them in one room, just being completely themselves, is something fans have been going back to old episodes for during the years the members were apart, just to feel it again. There's nothing else that recreates that particular dynamic. Run BTS content consistently pulls tens of millions of views because the appetite for it is just that real. And now with all 7 of them back on the road together, having spent months living and traveling and performing as a group again, the chemistry walking into Run BTS 2.0 is going to be something else entirely. These are people with months of fresh inside jokes and shared tour experiences. I cannot wait to see what that room looks like. June 11th is going to be such a good day. And then we get to June 12th. And I genuinely need a second before I talk about June 12th because so much is happening on this one single date, and I don't want to rush through any of it. 3 things. 3 big, separate, significant things. All on June 12th. First, Come Over is getting an official digital release with a full lyric video. And here's the backstory because it makes the release so much more meaningful. Come Over was originally a hidden track, only on the deluxe vinyl edition of ENHYPEN. If you didn't physically own that specific record, you could not hear it. It wasn't streaming anywhere. But then BTS started performing it live on the ENHYPEN World Tour, and fans in the crowd started recording clips and posting them. And the reaction was instant and overwhelming. People were completely losing it over a song that hadn't even been properly released yet. The sound of it, the emotional weight of it, a song about finding your way back to someone you love even when everything around you feels uncertain. It hit people before they even had a proper recording to listen to. Come Over was co-produced by SUGA. And knowing what SUGA went through while he was away, the shoulder injury, the surgery, the long months of not knowing what his future in music looked like. A song about moving towards something precious through the hardest stretch of your life means something very specific when his name is attached to it. This isn't just a track they decided to finally put on streaming. This is a piece of music with a whole story and a whole emotional weight behind it. Getting the official version with a lyric video on June 12th, the day before their 13-year anniversary, is not an accident. It's a gift, a very deliberate one. Second thing happening on June 12th, the 613 limited edition picture disc vinyl of ENHYPEN. 613, June 13th, their debut date, literally embedded into the album edition number. A limited physical release of their 5th studio album made specifically for this anniversary. If you collect BTS physical releases, you already know this is going to be one of the most sought-after things they've ever put out. The specificity of it, the intentionality of it, the limited run. People are going to be talking about this one for years. And the third thing on June 12th, and this is the one that has honestly had me emotional just thinking about it, BTS performs the first of 2 back-to-back concerts in Busan. At Busan Asian Main Stadium. As part of the ENHYPEN World Tour, you need to understand what Busan means. It is not just a tour stop on a list. Busan is home. It's where Jimin grew up. It's where Jungkook grew up. And the last time BTS performed, there was October 2022 for the Yet to Come in Busan concert. And everyone who was there or watching at home knew this was happening right before members started going into the military. That concert carried the feeling of a farewell, even though nobody said that word. The weight in that stadium was indescribable. And now BTS is going back. All 7 of them, fully reunited, in the middle of the biggest tour South Korean music has ever seen. 2 consecutive nights in the city where 2 of them grew up, on the eve of their 13th anniversary. Both shows sold out the instant tickets went on sale. Fans are flying in from across Asia, from Europe, from North America. This is not a concert. This is a full-circle moment that genuinely feels like it was written by someone who knew exactly what it needed to be. And then June 13th, the day itself. 13 years ago today, BTS walked onto a stage in Seoul and introduced themselves to the world. A group from a small label that the industry wrote off. 7 people who were told over and over that they'd never make it internationally. That the mold they didn't fit was the only one that mattered. And here they are in 2026. 5 studio albums, multiple Billboard Hot 100 number ones, a Netflix concert film, the largest world tour ever mounted by a South Korean act in history, a fan base on every single continent on Earth. 13 years later, and they are not slowing down. They are not winding down. They are, by every possible measure, just getting started on whatever comes next. Festa wraps on June 13th with a congratulatory video for ARMY. And with the second Busan concert happening that same night, that evening is going to be one of the most emotional performances this group has ever given. Because it's their anniversary. In Busan, all 7 of them, in front of an arena full of people who waited years for exactly this. So that is BTS FESTA 2026. 10 days. A family photo that's going to make people emotional before they even fully process why. Performance content, documentary films, Run BTS Chaos, a long-awaited song finally getting its official release, a limited anniversary vinyl, and 2 nights in Busan right on June 13th itself. June 12th is going to destroy us all. And honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. Happy Festa, ARMY. Leave a comment. Which part of the schedule are you most looking forward to? I genuinely want to know. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanked and forever. Purple Heart.